We are recording. Take it away, Patrick.
Okay, yeah, sure. This is 11/22/2017, the membership meeting that we host every hour before the weekly debrief. And we just catch up on everything membership that isn't specific to development, although all of it should be integrating into that. I guess I'll start with my update. I'm going to be quick and fairly general just because I have to put my head down and try to do some of this work that's in front of me right now. But continue working on the plan. I actually, there's a little bit of a selfish update, but I got offered an employee position with the co-op. So I've been working out those details with Lisa and them. And then to complement that, sorry, I'm in this co-work space, but to complement that also, working on finalizing a marketing plan that complements with Pyrofix's strategy and holding strategy. But our angle, I was speaking to Ian about this a little bit ago, our angle is obviously the bottom up, organic, co-op, see what the autonomous members can do and how we maximize them. So we're already seeing a lot of that. Like it's just amazing. Like, one example is the Chinese translations that Andy at Sports Sharks has been working on. Telegram group is a perfect example, everything that Kit does. So that type of stuff, I'm trying to figure out a way to, I think I have figured out a way to empower those types of activities more and also make them measurable against a marketing plan. So that's really cool. And I'll be able to share that with, especially people in this room, obviously, but with the larger public soon. I just got to get that, literally the confirmation. A little bit of bad news is that we may be reaching out for other, it's probably not bad news, but we might be reaching out for other graphic designers, web designers, because there's a little bit of a conflict right now with what we have currently going on. So there's an availability. If anybody knows any more graphic or web designers, we can talk more about that. I have all the videos for the developer retreat right now. Yesterday, Ian and I worked out a naming scheme, and this is for search engine result as well as just for someone to easily, so it'll be on a playlist on the YouTube, then they'll easily be able to look at it by the topic. So that's actually what I need to work on right now, is why I can't be too I just have to work on that right now because I want to get that out before Thanksgiving. So hopefully people can, while their parents are cooking and everybody's watching football, they can. Yeah, that's what's going to happen with me is I'm going to have headphones on while my parents and everybody's yammering.
Patrick, it's dinner time.
Yeah. Okay. Turkey. And you know how it goes. I don't want to digress too much, but how you don't eat on Thanksgiving until and then all the cooking always ends up late. So you're so hungry by the time that the cooking is ready. It's we'll be ready by 3. And then it's 5 o'clock and you're I'm starving, Mom, give me the food. But, yeah, so I want to get that out so people have that over their holidays to, in their spare time, they can watch all those videos. And then what I'm trying to do, I haven't heard back from Jake. I was hoping he'd be on here, but Leah did confirm. And then here's another call to action if anybody's listening to this. I want to create small posts around some of those or all of those videos or whatever the topics those videos relate to, small post, link to them so that we can share it through Medium and LinkedIn as well. So kind of a brief description of what's in the video, what to expect, maybe some timestamps. I'm probably not gonna have the time to do the timestamps before we release them because we want to get them out sooner than later, but that would be awesome too. Geez, I don't know. There's so much other stuff. The compensation committee is coming together. Jim and I are working on governance committee stuff with the social ledger trial, as well as getting this spreadsheet going into teams and roles. Website work is being done. It's been hard to find the availability with Steve and Dan of Pyrofect, but they're going to be working on developer.rchain.coop, and that's a specific resource that answers the question about like how to contribute for anybody that's specifically looking to contribute to the code for RChain. So that's awesome, and that will complement the membership and the organizational stuff that we're doing. Meta just did, or Meta, it's not going to be public facing yet because of the dates. She has to fix the dates, but she has a wiki going that's amazing. And if you're in the Discord, you can check that link. Yes, her wiki is really, really, really cool. Let's see, what else do I got?
Is that the wiki on Confluence? Or?
I think it's like Atlantean.
Yeah, Atlassian, right?
Atlassian, yeah. And
okay.
Man, it's nice, and it's very well presented and designed. I like it a lot. It includes all the Jira. Jira, I don't know if they're called issues. I can't remember what they're called in issue, but project points, essentially, the open bounties, some milestones and dependencies, comments, and recent it's really, really nice. So as soon as she gives me the go ahead, we'll link to all that stuff, and it'll obviously be in the new website and everything. So that's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, that's part of the developer outreach. So that should fit into the developer.rchain.coop.
Right.
And also link into GitHub. So the developers, especially Pyrofect right now, they're really in this Atlassian, and they're cleaning it up, and so we'll have public access to that to be able to see issues, and they're going to be releasing more to GitHub as well.
Yeah, so, exactly. Yeah. And to me that was super exciting because. Yep. The wiki kept getting put on the back burner, and it looks great, and it's going to be very resourceful for any new person that we're onboarding. Also, in coordinations with Navneet at the Holdings, that we're developing a marketing timeline that coincides with the marketing plan that I've been developing. So it's just a matter of getting everybody on the same page, communicating, formalizing it, finalizing it, and then getting everybody that I've already reached out to, going. I'm going to stop there, but I'm sure there's plenty more of that.
Okay. Yeah, so just before this call, Patrick and I were talking a little bit about graphic design and about what the design for the Rev token should look like. And it would be great to get input from the community. Doing so is always very opinionated and chaotic, but it's also a lot of fun. And I think we want to give everybody the opportunity to submit their designs and to give their opinions. So I think we're going to open up a channel on the member Discord and just let people go crazy and just throw whatever they want in there, and we'll see what rises to the top. One big warning, though, is that we don't want anyone to upload their original designs to Discord because then they'll sort of belong to Discord. So it would be much better if you have your own repository of your designs, maybe on your own website or on Dropbox or someplace that actually respects your ownership of your images. Then you can just give those links in the Discord channel. So Discord channel, don't upload your original work, just link out to whatever examples or work that you'd like to show. And from that, we hope to, we also want people to input their ideas and words so that we can, we'll have ideas for design briefs, and maybe even we'll have some graphic design talent come forward. But this is very bottom up. We've done this kind of thing before, and it tends to be kind of contentious and disorganized. But I think that sort of goes with the territory. So any other comments on that, Patrick? I see you smiling a lot.
I agree with everything that you said. And one lesson that I've learned is putting hard deadlines. It's kind of obvious, but if we do open this type of channel up, we should have a very simple process that says, idea submissions by this date, and then in the event that nobody contributes or anything, then one thing I'm also gonna I'm still doing active outreach for other types of talent as well too, so that will complement the bottom up approach. But yeah, I mean, I just look forward to the process. I know how it goes.
Yeah,
that's why I'm smiling.
I'm looking forward to trying some of the new, we've recently moved from Slack to Discord. So I'd like to try out some of these Discord features. Like we can have some informal emoji voting. The nice thing about voting on Discord is on the membership Discord, we know who everyone is. Everyone has gone through some minimal KYC and verification. So we don't have imposters, and if anyone turns out to be a horrible troll, well, they can be kicked. So we can have some, reasonably legitimate voting. We can also do things like temporarily lock the channel so that the only input you can do is to do like a click on an emoji to register, a yes or no vote or a rank vote. So we can play with those to hopefully maybe have a couple rounds and come up with some decent ideas for design.
I would like to see where we, we had a budget for the channel, and people could award rocks to ideas.
So you mean for talking about in GitHub proposals, or
no? I thought we were talking about the Discord channel for exchanging ideas in graphics and such, that the members could use emoji voting, and
right,
could use that as a basis for rewarding rocks in some way.
Yeah, the emoji voting is not perfect on Discord. Like for instance, with the emoji voting, it lists maybe the first 4 or 5 people who register a vote, and then after that, when you mouse over the vote emoji, it just says Joe and Bob and Cynthia and many more. So
yeah,
and because this is hosted by Discord, we don't have full visibility what's going on. So if we want to have real voting, it's better to do it in a self-hosted way. Like we'll probably build that functionality onto the membership site, member.RChain.coop, which is where everyone registers their membership, and will soon be able to go in and make alterations to their profile, like changing their email address or password resets, and that sort of thing. That's where I think real voting should be.
Yeah.
But for something just as a informal voting, Discord should be pretty fun. And as what you were saying about scoring bounties and proposals in Rock, that's definitely the dream. And the group that's been most successful with that sort of collaboration, self-government, and paying themselves has been in Spiral. And Jim, I think you're pretty familiar with them. They've been around for quite a while. And even the mechanisms that HJ has set up so far are actually, they're quite similar to in Spiral. And throughout all of these decentralized projects, we're always trying to find new and better tools for collaboration. That's where the Digital Life social ledger is coming from, and some of these very cool mapping projects. Like we had a meeting the other day with Jim. Who were we meeting with? there was let me see.
MetaMask. Okay, the MetaMask people, I mean, they have a visualization tool that's awesome. But as they say, the important thing is not the visualization tool, because you can use different visualization tools. The thing is having the data so that you can visualize it. And it's an awesome visualization. The integration of the social ledger with MetaMaps has awesome potential.
Right. That's
Wait.
meta maps, not meta mask.
Sorry.
It's not like the
Okay,
mask.
I was like, what?
Right. It sounds
I
familiar.
don't
And
know
we
why
were,
I do that. Men of
yeah,
Math.
right. And we spoke with S7 Foundation, which used to be the NoOMAP, and some HoloChain people. So I love to see that kind of.
What meeting was this in?
What was that? There are too many meetings.
Well, actually, we had a Dig Life HoloChain collaboration meeting at 11. Ian was not out where where this came up, and then we had the social ledger trial meeting in the afternoon at 4:00 New York time, where we went into this, and we had representatives from the S7, the HoloChain, the MetaMask.
So was this yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
all right.
but
Let me
the,
put this on my calendar. So it's Tuesdays at 4?
4 is social ledger trial. 11 is Robert Best's HoloChain Dig Life collaboration.
Okay.
Yeah. The point I'm trying to make is that we're all looking for the same in the decentralized community. All of these projects share common needs for these tools. So we should really be engaging to help build these things.
Right. And, yeah, people are doing some awesome things. The latest thing Joachim came up with this morning was a 10-line HTML augmented reality program where you can, put objects into your camera range and move them around with markers or whatever with 10 lines of HTML.
Right. So Jim is talking about Joachim Stroh, who is the co-founder of Digital Life Collective. He was also an attendee at the Platform Cooperative Conference in New York the weekend before last. So here's the back of his card. Very cool. I won't share the front because it's got his email and everything.
Yeah, you could use that as a virtual marker for Joachim, and you can move him around in your office.
Right. I'm still really excited about that conference. I met the whole Lumio team. They're like celebrities now in the world of cooperative governance, and
Right,
it's wonderful.
They're still part of Inspiral, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I tried to get some swag off of them. I saw, MJ Kaplan had this little Inspiral pin with their logo, but they're not selling them. You're gonna have to go make it yourself. I'm sorry, the Lumio logo. David, we're getting sidetracked.
Well, I think Patrick summed it up. Most of what's going on. He's been the big mover and shaker. Here, I can see why he may become a regular employee of the co-op. I hope that doesn't change your relationship with them.
No, I don't think it's going to change anything besides tax classifications and possible benefits.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if they want me to relocate or anything, but I'm keeping an open mind.
All right.
It's like Ojimadu just joined. Hello.
Hey, greetings. I don't know. We don't seem to be getting audio.
Thank you. maybe he'll say something a little later. It looks like he's just getting set up.
Maybe.
So I've been seeing a few questions on the forums still about potential ICOs and comments about what some new people are coming to the public Discord. People who there's Gary. Okay, so I've seen some questions about ICOs and about some of the old comments that people see on Bitcoin Talk that were posted by trolls or that came up during the some old fight with scenario, that kind of thing. So a lot of those questions are still out there and lingering. On the ICO, it's almost every day someone is jumping onto a channel and saying, "When's the ICO? Is there going to be an ICO?"
So if I remember correctly, didn't the co-op in the annual meeting, did we vote and say we wanted an ICO?
I don't think that was part of the vote. I mean, it is up to the membership, but nothing is really planned. I was saying, if I had a Satoshi for every time someone asked if there was going to be an RChain ICO.
Well, I guess it's a good problem to have. I've been noticing in the channels a similar thing, but also a lot of constructive feedback, and I'm really liking that. Everybody has FOMO in this space, but the constructive feedback is what's really inspiring me lately. And so I just open up the Telegram and the first thing. So is there an ICO? If in the event that there is one, wouldn't it be only until after the platform is actually released, and it would be a Rev ICO? It wouldn't be no more Rock, or there is no Rock ICO, right?
I mean, that makes sense to me. And we also have the restriction imposed on selling Rock in 2018 that I believe only 200 million can be put out there anyway. So I don't expect there's going to be too much happening with the Rock. Maybe a couple months ago, Ed Eckholt made the suggestion that instead of an ICO, that perhaps the co-op could have a relationship with one of the big exchanges and just sell the token Rock or Rev directly through that exchange, because really these exchanges, they're set up for that kind of traffic and KYC and security. And for us to handle it in-house, it's a huge distraction, and it takes so much time. I mean, I'd rather focus on getting the platform built than having a big token sale.
I actually agree with that entirely, especially if it's once the platform's released and we're talking about the Rev, so there's no legal concerns or anything like that. I do think that's the best route, because the co-op still gets funded, or holdings, whoever it is that establishes that relationship. And like you said, they're designed to handle all of that. So let them handle all of that. And it builds our ecosystem further because we have established this relationship with them. And if I remember correctly, there was an unnamed exchange that was interested in RChain's capacity as a platform to be used for their exchange also. So, it might have more than one reason to work out a relationship like that.
Mm-hmm. So, hey Patrick, I had a question. The videos from the developer retreat. So are they? I saw some of them are posted right now. Is that all of them, or is there much more to go?
I didn't know that some of them were posted. I'm looking.
Oh yeah.
In the manager video, in the manager view right now. So that, I don't know if that was intentional, but okay. That's definitely not all of them then, if that's the case. Let me look right now. But I will most likely, if there are some posted, no, it doesn't look like there's any. No, I'm not, oh, okay, yeah, there they are. Wait, no, I'm seeing them as unlisted. Maybe it's because we're managers. I'm kind of new to the YouTube manager part.
Okay.
You tell me, or I can just log out and see. Let me see, 1 second.
Sorry about that. I just assumed they were up. I'm checking now.
No, it looks like they're all unlisted.
Okay. All right, y'all, you have something to look forward to. I thought wasn't sure if they were listed yet.
Yeah, and this is like my most immediate thing today is I'm just going to rename them based on the topics that they're around and the naming scheme we came up with yesterday, and then I'm going to publish them into a playlist, and then we'll get the messaging for the Twitter and things like that, and then in the next coming weeks we'll create the articles around them too. But we just want to get this out right now so that it's a lot. It is
many hours.
Yeah.
I was there for the entire thing, and it was really pretty inspiring. I mean, we have some great talent on board now, both mathematicians, computer scientists, and developers. They came in from all over the world to do a face-to-face in Utah for a few days, and those days were quite full, with session after session, breakout sessions, reporting back, and we had Vlad Zamfir was there, focusing mostly on Casper, and even when we weren't in sessions, like during lunch, there was a couple whiteboards off to the side, and even during lunch, people were focusing on this stuff. So I mean, it was pretty incredible. And it went, the focus of this thing went even beyond Mercury. So we were talking about things like the capabilities of the ladle algorithm, and how this project is so ambitious. We have so much that we want to put into the platform. We kind of had to cap it. So Mercury is going to do some incredible things, but there are things in store for future iterations of the platform beyond Mercury that are very cool. And then even before Mercury, we will have a steady stream of useful releases. Like, for instance, the first thing that's going to be coming out quite soon is the storage layer, which is a database. It's a database that will actually stand on its own. So even if you're not a blockchain developer, this storage layer will let you do some database work using things like Prolog terms that other databases really don't do. So this should get some buzz in the database world, and maybe draw some people, get some people interested in RChain who aren't even coming at it from the blockchain. So check out those videos when they come in, and I'm sure the meeting that's coming up in like 20 minutes, people are going to talk a little bit about that as well, I hope.
Yeah, most definitely. I second everything you just said, and I'll get these up ASAP.
Cool.
Is there anything else anybody would like to bring up? If not, I could use the time to work on these videos as soon as possible. HJ is not attending today?
No, HJ is at a meetup, and even like this time slot, there's an RChain developer meeting that conflicts with this meeting. We've got meetings like pretty much every day on some aspect of RChain or blockchain development projects. So, you know,
I just wanted to say that HJ is streaming live right now from.
Really?
Yes, there's actually no content yet. They're just setting up, but you know.
What's the venue? What is it about?
It's blockchain conference in hold on. The Den Haag Crypto 70. I don't know what that is.
Is it going to be in English?
I doubt it.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know for sure.
Still, even if it's in Dutch, if you could share that link.
Okay, I could get it. Hold on.
Like, I know the Blockchain Education Network has a strong presence in the Netherlands, and I'd like to share that over to their channel.
The reason I know he's doing it is because I subscribe to his YouTube channel.
Cool. Oh, you wanted to know why Utah? So
yes,
Gary, your video is frozen.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't. It freezes while I'm out of the.
That's okay. It froze on a nice shot.
Oh.
But so you were asking why the developer retreat was in Utah,
right?
And that's because the Pyrofex team, a couple of their principals are in Utah.
I see.
So they kind of called this thing. So I think they got to pick the location. If I could have picked the location, would have been somewhere warm. Utah, I mean, it was beautiful. It was like an old mining town that's turned into a ski retreat. And but there was no snow, there was no skiing. And on the very last day, we all had to hightail it out of there because big snow came down on what was that, Friday morning. So we had to evacuate before the pass got snowed out.
Try that link and see if that works.
No, Greg was saying something also about maybe having a retreat around Casper. And I think he was joking when he said we should have it in Casper, Wyoming. So I hate that idea. And so I told him I made up. I kind of lied and I said, you know, there's a beach in Jamaica called Casper Beach.
Quick thinking, yes.
Yeah, no.
Oh gosh, I just joined a live call. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize you were meeting today. I was just checking the link.
No, you're welcome.
As well.
Good to see you again.
Hi.
So this is Adam from S7 Foundation, right?
Yeah, that's right. Thanks.
Okay. Well, so we were just kind of getting a little informal. We were having our RChain membership cooperator meeting, but because HJ is doing some live streaming meetup right now, I think in The Hague, we were just kind of having a little chat instead of doing business.
Oh, okay. Well, I think this will probably be a little bit too technical for me. So I probably. You're shaking your head, Jim.
No, this is not a technical call. It's nice to see you here. It's for members of the RChain Co-op and organization, promotion, all the aspects of running the cooperative. So we just had some status reports. We're having a governance meeting later at 1 p.m. New York time. And
if you're happy for me
meeting,
to stay on.
the regular RChain community meeting.
Yeah. If you had tuned in a little earlier, we were talking about metamaps.
Oh, well, I've just had a video call with Robert just a couple of hours ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's definitely something that there's a lot of synergy between what he wants to do and what we want to do. So he's definitely someone that I want to work with.
Yeah, all of these projects and communities, we share a common need for tools that help with collaboration and decentralized work.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. I'm just going to relocate upstairs because I'm with my person I'm living with right now, and he's trying to do some work, so I don't want to distract him.
Okay.
Het geluid klopt er nog niks van. Het geluid klopt er nog niks van. Ja.
So what have we worked ourselves out here? Clearly, we're also it's become so hard to keep up with all the channels here, and it's crazy. But it's good to see things moving along here, and I'm hoping we can get these cooperations going and get more people involved. The big challenge now is to grow the active membership, and a lot of that is people cooperating with other projects.
Yeah, sorry guys, I was just logged into the event in Slack, and I just shared the live stream.
So we were just about done with the meeting here. Do you have questions, Adam?
So RChain is the project that you're involved with, Ian, that's right, yeah?
Yes, it is.
And which is the group that you're that was your initial point of contact, and who you see yourself collaborating with most?
Yeah, that would also be RChain.
But,
I thought that was the group that you're actually part of. I mean, the group outside of RChain that you see yourself collaborating with most.
Oh, I would say the Platform Cooperative Initiative.
So is that the same as the Digital Life Collective that Jim is part of? Or are they different things?
I think they're different, but quite related.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, the platform cooperative is the general statement for almost all the communities that are collaborating.
Okay. So that's a generic term then that refers to all of the different groups.
is a platform cooperative, and
right.
And whatever platforms we're building, we have the social ledger, and then maybe a calendaring system coming out of Digital Life, are platforms. And it's a matter of us cooperating with the people that are doing the things that we need for our own community, and the things that our members are involved in. Our members bring with them connections to organizations that have the same similar goals and values to RChain.
To that point, kind of, there's kind of a live discussion going on about in the compensation committee issue or project in GitHub around the community reward program, and I'm kind of recommending, and I'd like to get your guys' take on this, but I'm kind of recommending that the compensation committee meet at least once before the invoices are sent out to review the budgets and in the event of any objections. And some of the objections that I listed out were like, if somebody receiving a reward for something that's within the scope of their like SOW or their employee responsibilities. And then there's a couple other ones listed out there, but what do you guys think about the compensation committee being kind of a check and balance to the decentralized reward program that we're working on?
I think that's a good idea. Okay, I would like to see more reactive rewards in terms of, hey, Joe did a lot this month. Let's give him a bonus. Or, I think that kind of activity is more important because if we tip each other, basically, if we pay each other, we don't need a complex mechanism of assigning rewards. And like with the social ledger, I reward people for their quantums of participation or cooperation, and then bonuses. And I'd like to see something like that. But that's
right.
I should participate in the compensation committee if I want to get that. Huh?
Well, that was one of the, and I'm putting it as objection, but even though it's a very positive thing, that was one of the ones that I put, and I would see being more often than the other ones. It's like, hey, wow, this person's doing a ton of work and they're kind of lowballing themselves. Let's increase the budget on that. Because I think I see that happening already. So okay, that's good to get your guys' input on that. But there is and right now we're stuck on the fact that as soon as because right now there's not really a limit per se to that program's experiment. I think it might be $1 million, but I don't know if that's since changed. But as soon as those rocks get issued through an invoice, then the co-op has a tax liability on them because they now become real as opposed to being imaginary beforehand. So we can't just infinitely send rocks through that program because the co-op will have to pay some sort of tax on that. I don't know how it's perceived, and I have to talk to Lisa more about that, but there is a little bit of, we have to consider it a little bit like from that perspective as well too. So yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. And that issue's live and I'll share it right now. Actually, I have it open on my thing.
It's always been the trickiest part, how to deal with the employee-employer relationship and taxation. So. Yeah,
and like budgeting and forecasting too, because it's not so much as like, if you pay over 600 or if it's over 600, then they have to fill out certain forms, but it's literally that like the rocks that aren't in circulation are baseless, but the moment you send them from the treasury into existence, they now exist, and then there's a tax obligation. It's not necessarily income, but it's taxable value in some way. Right,
and the value that we put on those rocks, I believe we've decided that until rock is really traded somewhere, that we have to go with 20 cents per rock. Even though you might see a lower price on something like EtherDelta, the volume on EtherDelta is so very low compared to the volume that was traded during the private sale, during which time that 20 cents was established, that we really have to go with the 20 cents.
Yeah, I agree. I've heard some rumblings about trying to change that, but I agree with you. And part of my compensation is in rocks, so I'm still willing to take at 20 cents. It's a lot cleaner to do it like that until there's large enough volumes.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that people that have to sell them to buy bread are sort of losing out at this time. But most of the people here, think that the rocks are going to be worth $1 in the not too distant future, considering the progress that's going on in the cooperative.
Yeah, and to the
we're still getting them at a bargain at 20 cents.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to speculate on that, but to the point of people that are buying bread and missing out, we really don't want that. We don't want people stressed out like that. So if somebody is doing that and they, they're passionate about RChain, but they have to buy bread. I was literally in that position like a year ago, or even way less than a year ago. But
well, then if that's the case, get paid in Ethereum,
exactly,
or dollars or something, because
that's what I was going to say. You can totally. I don't mean to cut you off, Ian, but you can reach out to me or Ian or somebody and say, hey, this is what I'm doing, but can a percentage of that be in Ether? And that's totally feasible, especially because those prices keep going up, so the co-op keeps having more of that to use. So yeah, or we don't want anybody starving for this project. So we're all in this together.
Right. And the best use of Rev is use them on the platform.
Exactly.
That's the gas. It's gonna when you run your application on RChain, that's what's going to pay the node operators for storage and bandwidth and computation. So that's what it's for. I don't know about buying bread.
Yeah, exactly. I plan on using to be I want to be a validator, hopefully. So stake a bunch, and then I get to learn about all that. So that's awesome. If you guys is there any other comments? Excuse me.
You're talking a little bit about Casper, and on Vlad Zamfir's repo, he has a little Python application you can play with, which is an animation of some of the Casper validation mechanism. I mean, you can kind of, it's just pretty fun to watch. You can see what happens when you add more validators into the mix. So the Casper is real brain candy. So it's fun.
Adam, Casper is a proof of stake protocol.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Can I make a suggestion on the releasing of the talks from the dev retreat? Could you do them in chronological order and rather than dumping them all at once, somewhat, and maybe streaming the links through Twitter?
Yeah, so how we're going to do it is I'm going to set up a playlist, and the playlist will be in chronological order. The dates and the dates and times will be in the description, but the title itself will be topically relevant. So it won't be like RChain dev retreat presentation 1. It will be like RChain rolling overview day 1 or Ian and I had the naming scheme laid out, but the playlist will be in chronological order, and then we'll schedule everything through Twitter also in chronological order. And then, but you can just reference the playlist and it'll be right there. And you can pick which topics most interest you, or you can just click play and let the whole thing run.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It is a ton of content.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to do time stamps, let's get a budget on that. Which is something I'm going to have to do for this meeting coming up too. So.
Yeah, so we're 5 minutes away from Greg's weekly RChain meeting. So, Adam, that's really the main weekly meetup. That's sort of the glue behind our organization. So this is a little bit more casual, informal. We're just all members or people who are trying to cooperate and get things done to get this platform out. But I really recommend the meeting that's coming up next. I think it usually starts with a a development update where the project manager, Meta Parlikar, will present what the developers have been up to and where we are and what's going to be released when.
Well, if you're inviting me, then I'll accept. Just
Great.
send a link through chat, and I'll click on it and carry
Yeah,
on learning.
It's there. I posted it to everyone.
Okay.
They're calling it the RChain Weekly Debrief. So I'd like to propose maybe we wrap up and rendezvous on that channel now.
Okay. See you soon.
Cheers.
Okay. Cheers.